Well, to me, the concept of identity is, personally for me, that question is, how did I start using myself in my work? And using myself seemed like a natural progression. Also, or subconsciously make work that was more autobiographical, which lent to using myself. And from my perspective, I simplified it as a formula of an object, an action, and a body. Also, I would say I consider myself a sculptor, and I'm very much interested in the positive and negative forms. And if I'm using myself as an object, how my body can be, just juxtaposed to another object, or it can be within another object, and how that actually, those two separate objects can make a new meaning once they're next to each other.
One of the works in the exhibit is of your father. How did that idea come about, and is it him in both pictures?
The photo of my father is when he's 19 years old, and it was taken by my mother for a class project when she took photography at college. I decided I've always loved that photo of my father, and at the time it was the same, I was grappling with masculinity and how, the differences between male and females, and how I could, maybe pull some of that to myself. And, growing up knowing that how much I look like my father too, but being a female, and decided to, duplicate the photos. Took the same stance, the macho stance as my father, and had the same desert flower, weed flower in front of my leg. Yeah, and took the same pose, and with my hair pulled back, but the only thing I wanted to be different was missing from mine was the mustache that would, in the end, tie us together. The piece when you enter the exhibition is actually of myself and my father's hands. Besides looking similar in the facial structure, we also have very similar hands. So that was, an interesting piece to make on making our hands into one pair. He was a child of immigrants, my father, so he tried his best to assimilate himself and become American. And in that step, we did not learn Spanish, and we never went down to Mexico to visit our roots. And then when the show happened in 2008, to be included in an exhibition of Latino artists was new and exciting for me. It was a new embracing of my heritage. I named my son Xavier after my grandfather, on my Mexican side of the family. I don't think I would have if that hadn't happened. And actually, for my next body of work, I plan to go down to Mexico and go visit where, my family's from. My work is a result of my life experiences. Instead of writing them down in a book, I'm putting them in a photograph.
Carlee Fernandez, thank you so much for joining us here on America's Now.
America's Now